In this video, I am going to give you some exercise tips for a beginner. So if you're starting out for the first time or you're trying to get back into your fitness routine, then this video is for you. So stay with it because we're going to look at the purpose of having a realistic goal, of how to find the right exercise so you know exactly what you should be doing, how to make it part of your daily routine, so how to bring it into everyday life, and of course the 3 things that you need to do to keep it going. Okay, so stay with us. So first off, like I said, we're going to kick off with the realistic goal. Why is this important? Okay, well, obviously we need to know where we're going, and that's obviously why we have a goal. It's like if you're getting in a car, you're going A to B, you know where you're going, right? But when you start off any new routine and start building any new habit, there are times where it can get really, really hard. Okay. Or it feels like you're just pushing and there's nothing coming. If you have a goal that is realistic, that excites you and motivates you, then it can help keep you going. So it's very, very important. Okay. But what is also important with is the next part. Okay. And that's finding the right exercise, because there are so many things out there that you can do. Go play tennis, go to the gym, go swimming, exercise classes, whatever you want. Okay, there is so much to do. What is good for your mind and your body is obviously maybe slightly different, but exercise is good for both. So you do need something for the cardio. So you do need something that's going to get your heart rate elevated. You can do that resistance based, or you can do that with cardiovascular exercise. You do need something for your muscles and your tendons. And again, that's usually resistance based, so weight bearing exercises. And when you package them together, you also need to stretch, right? So this is why we need a little bit of everything, but it's finding the right balance for you. If you're starting out, the best thing to do sometimes is hit one of those exercise classes, because they will have an instructor who will take you through a safe warm up, who will take you through the workout, and then the cool down at the end. Now, whatever happens, every class you go in, you are always in control, and the instructors know you are a beginner. So don't be afraid to start out. But if you're going to the gym has a gym induction. So use it. These are specialists. These are people who have been trained to do this and are there to help you. You might not follow the program for long. It might not be a long-term thing, and you might not want to invest in a personal trainer. Okay, I'm not saying you have to. That can be a great way to build a little confidence, but you don't have to. Gyms and everything have that in there. But the reason we say we have a realistic goal is because we know what we want to achieve. So if, for example, you want to achieve weight loss, okay, say you're like 20 stone and you want to get down to 16, okay, just an example. You are not going to do that just by doing stretches, right? Like I said, we do need a bit of everything, but if you said had 60% of your workout was just stretching and like say yoga, Pilates and all this, you'll see results maybe at a slower pace. Okay, to start with, it may actually push you slightly more, because everything to start with will push you higher and then you sort of plateau. But I would always advise, if you're looking at weight loss, try and get a serious amount of cardio in, and then of course some weights. The trick with weights is you will burn for a couple of days afterwards. So if you're looking at weight loss, that does need to be a significant part of your training. Then the more stretching and holistic is sort of the lesser bit. So something you could probably do at the end of a session, or maybe just short sessions in between. So that's why we say we have a realistic goal, because then what we choose to do and how we invest our time is actually specific. Okay, which means that you're going to move faster towards your goals rather than go off on a different sideline. Now, how do you bring that into your daily routine? Well, the easiest part is tag it onto something else that you already do. So, for example, if you already get the bus home and stop where the gym is. So, join a gym which is right by there, or maybe one right by work. So, when you tag it onto something else, it actually becomes much, much easier because it's a natural flow. Just like, say, for example, you always go and get your lunch from a certain coffee shop, and if you walked 2 doors down, the gym's there. Maybe you can go to the gym, do a 30-minute workout, then get your lunch on the way back. Okay, so tag it onto something else. You can also make it structured, so book it into the diary. but you can also use the people around you. So I don't mean use them as in like a negative way, but get their support. All right. So you can maybe get a buddy, something that maybe you always join a friend for a coffee. Maybe you can turn that into a brisk walk, or you go and do some sport, or you go and join a class or something. So it becomes much more of an engaged activity. Okay. Now, the 3 things you need to do just to finish this off for you. There are 3 things that you need to do to make it go from just something you do and that you're very conscious about to make it being the habit and the lifestyle that you desire. Okay, the first one is consistency. Okay, because there's nothing worse than starting something than stopping. So if you want to be training 5 days a week, to start with, do 2 or 3 days. Okay, you don't have to suddenly jump straight into where you want to end up. Start off small, break it down, but stay consistent with it. Something that you know can achieve. Then that way, if you say my minimum is 2 and you do 3, bonus. Okay, so we like bonuses. It's such a great feeling. Okay, now I've already mentioned the second one, and that's about having the support. So it's somebody maybe who can make you, I say make you, but encourage you into a class when you're not feeling it. Or maybe someone who can push you, but share that excitement with you. So that could be a coach or trainer, that could be a relationship partner, that could be a friend at work, that could just be somebody you have a gym buddy, and it's somebody you maybe know, but you don't know too well, and you start building that relationship. So that's a valuable thing to do. Okay. Now, the last point I'm going to leave with is the determination. Okay. So remember at the start, I said your goal needs to be a sort of a driver, because when things get hard, you need something to motivate you. So you need to have determination. Okay. You need to be dedicated, because there will be a day where it's hard. There will be a day you wake up and they're like, oh my God, my legs hurt or something, because body is changing, body is getting used to doing new things, and you will find that sometimes it is painful, it is hard, but there's a right level of pain. It's a level of like discomfort. Okay, and we need to work through that. All right, when you start being able to work through it, then you come out the other side. So I'll give you an example. A few weeks ago I was training, I got sick, I got COVID. Obviously rested because I had COVID. I didn't feel very well. Then I went on holiday for 2 weeks. Although I was out walking, I wasn't in the gym doing my workouts. So when I came back and then I got back into work, it was basically 4 weeks nearly since I did my leg session. Okay. So I did a leg session. Of course, the next day I felt it. And I felt it more than I normally would because I'd had a break. So it doesn't matter who you are, how fit you are, and anything. If you're starting out, after a break, you will still feel it. So again, build up, take it a bit lighter, slowly progress, and don't be afraid to take it down just for that first session. Just see how the body feels the day after, because it can take you 1 or 2 days after a tough workout to really recover. So don't be afraid to just ease it in. So if you're starting out for the first time, the vital point is break it down. Don't jump straight into this big end result. Be willing to go through being a beginner. Okay, give yourself training wheels. Put 2 sessions a week in for half an hour where you're doing short workouts. Then maybe try for 3. Okay, build it up and progress. And you'll soon see that within a couple of weeks, it starts to become much more autonomous, much easier, and you have absolutely no worries in building that habit and, of course, your confidence. So guys, if this has been useful, you know what to do. Drop your thoughts, comments, and questions. Obviously, hit the subscribe. Obviously, I will be hitting more videos like this up. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video.